What's up, guys? It's Flash. It's the hurdle rate series. Today we're going to look at NVIDIA and LMND, Lemonade. Wednesday, August 6th, about 8 a.m. Eastern. If you guys want to check out the daily membership, I'll go over MSTR and Bitcoin on a daily occurrence, give some commentary, look at under the hood at some indicators, and yeah, those are my go-to assets right now, Bitcoin and MSTR. But let's look at NVIDIA hurdle rate series. So we want to look at this and measure it against Bitcoin. That's kind of the basis of the video. But when we look at NVIDIA, I mean, what a beautiful chart. On the line chart, there's some ascending channels here. There's definitely a parabola kind of look and feel to this as well. If we wanted to maybe get a little crazy, that looks pretty good. So, I mean, just a massive, massive parabola over time, especially on the log chart. You really don't see that all that often. But here's what we can do. We can throw on the SMA, the Ichimoku cloud. So this is on the weekly time frame. We can zoom in a little bit, take off the drawings for now. But, I mean, what a beast, right? We're over the 30-week moving average. We're above the green Ichimoku cloud, and this thing is just trucking. If we zoom out to the monthly, again, just an insane chart to look at. So what other things that we can do is look at, this is the distance percentage from the moving average, right? So it gets to be about 72, 73% above the moving average, right? Or it can fall down to maybe 30% below the moving average, right? So that can kind of give you a sense of if something is overstretched or overheated. And then here's the ADX. This looks pretty good because the ADX is, the white line is below the 20 line, which means, hey, there's probably a big move brewing, similar to as it looked like right here before a massive move. Back here you had it pretty low and the green was above the red, so that looks pretty good. And then, so it looks like this is going to continue, right? The green, the buyers are way in control of the sellers, the bulls are in control. And there was a nice breakout here kind of on energy. If you think about it, like this is an energy indicator. So that makes me think it's going to go higher, right? And so then we can pull up this is measured against Bitcoin, right? So I can right click here, I go to settings. You can see the benchmark here is BTC USD, right? And so here I kind of put a little parallel channel on where this technically is a downtrend, right? So is this a bottoming pattern? I'm not really sure. I would say it's more so a downtrend. We could also throw on, there's maybe a line here that we broke down. So I would, according to this chart and this look and feel, I would, we are kind of above the moving average for this measured in Bitcoin, but I think we're in a downwards channel. We broke out of this little channel. And then if we want to go a little bit further, we can do NVIDIA measured in BTC USD. Hit enter. I already have some drawings on here. All right, so here's what it looks like. Again, same chart, right? But just a little bit more detailed. So let's actually put on the SMA and the Ichimoku cloud and we'll hide the drawings. So at least on the weekly, right? If we really zoom in, we are below or kind of in a red Ichimoku cloud, right? So that would be bearish. The 30-week moving average is kind of going sideways, right? So I would say, there's still much to be desired when we look at it this way. I would still favor Bitcoin here. Maybe if we go out to the monthly, it can tell us a different story. Okay, so that's different. The monthly, we're above a green Ichimoku cloud. It's green. It's going up and to the right. The monthly SMA is going up and to the right. So that's bullish, I would say. Then let's bring our drawings back. Take this stuff off. So, I mean, I did have some lines here, it looks like, where is this a breakout line? Maybe. We fell out of this channel, and then we have this channel kind of leading the way. So I guess right now I would still favor Bitcoin, but definitely interesting, right? Just shows you, when we look at NVIDIA, how amazing this chart has been over time. And it's still kind of in a downtrend against Bitcoin. Isn't that incredible? right? All right, so the other stock I wanted to look at today was LMND, Lemonade. And I mean, this thing is an absolute beauty right now. So this is kind of what I'm looking for, especially on the daily membership. You know, in addition to looking at MSTR and Bitcoin, I want to find stocks or tickers that have this big rounded bottom and are approaching a breakout, right? So we anchored a VWAP here back to the local highs. And then again, this is on a weekly time frame, but you have this big rounded accumulation bottom, right? This is exactly what like Robinhood looked like. This is kind of what Coinbase looks like right now. So I mean, I'm looking for these tickers, right? And so let's put the SMA on and the Ichimoku cloud, and we'll hide the drawings. And yeah, I mean, we're above Ichimoku, we're above a 30-week SMA. So that's check number one. All right, now let's look at LMND measured in BTC. Hit enter. And look at that. So that's interesting. We'll look at the monthly first. So below a red cloud that's pretty thick. Looks like we're trying to break out of the 30-month moving average. Look at the weekly. You know, a flat to inclining 30-week moving average. Looks like we're trying to poke above the Ichimoku cloud. And then we could also just doctor this up with some drawings. You know, maybe there was one right there. So I guess moral of the story here is this rounding out against Bitcoin? Is LMND, Lemonade Inc., going to start outperforming Bitcoin? I think it remains to be seen, right? But we have some clear lines in the sand. I think if this does break out, and then you throw on again the Ichimoku and the SMA, I mean, that looks like it has clearer skies than maybe some other assets did, right? But I would also be mindful of, we can also maybe throw on some horizontals here, right? So moral of the story, guys, like these videos, the hurdle rate series, I'm looking for tickers that are going to prove me wrong, where I think Bitcoin is the superior asset, right? And we can look at other tickers to say, hey, is this guy right or wrong? But again, this is the hurdle rate series. That was NVDA and Lemonade. Drop me a like if you found it helpful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.